So today is day 2 of my, reptile adventure leading up to the Tinley show. And yesterday I was at the Reptarium with Bryan Barczyk. Unfortunately, I didn't get a lot of footage, but maybe I can get somebody to vouch for me that I was there. Hold on a second. Oh, hey, excuse me, sir, how you doing? Hi. I was at the Reptarium yesterday. I think you were there too.
Yeah.
Can you just vouch that I was there to all the viewers that are watching?
I did see you. Yeah, I was talking to Bryan. Nice guy, by the way. But I was talking to him, and yeah, you were there. I remember seeing you.
Okay, thank you so much. Cool,
Awesome.
thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you, bye. What's up, guys? I made it. I am at the Reptarium and about to get a tour from the man Bryan Barczyk.
I wasn't planning on making a video while I was out there, but there were other YouTubers that were filming, so here's some behind the scenes footage. I was expecting to go and see the animals behind the glass. You know how it is at a regular zoo or an aquarium. But the first thing that Bryan did was take out the animals and show them off and let everyone directly interact with them. It was interesting to see just how passionate he is about reptiles, and he just wants to get everyone excited about them and share in the experience. You know, Bryan is such a pro when it comes to filming. When the camera is on, he's looking through the lens and engaging with the viewers. Even when the camera is not on him, he's still a kind and genuine person. Hanging out with him and being around all the animals really did get me thinking of branching out into other species aside from just ball pythons, but not anytime soon. I got the opportunity to hold all types of reptiles, including this massive green anaconda. This one was a bit large for my comfort, but still it was awesome to feel the power of this animal. It squeezed my neck, and for a couple seconds I was a bit nervous. Actually, I was freaking out, but the feeling didn't last too long. And if you're wondering why this is in portrait mode, well, you can thank my cameraman, Ben. Thanks, Ben. Then Bryan brought out his albino alligator, and she was gorgeous, especially those eyes. So much work went into getting her accustomed to people.
No, this will never bite you. It just we train it to not move when it's in people's hands.
Okay.
So if it's moving, I have to reset it. Okay, you good? You good? All right, go ahead. Same.
I can't imagine the amount of training and socializing went into getting her to behave the way she did. This place breaks all the rules of a conventional zoo. Where else can you go that has a monitor lizard just walking around the room? This guy wasn't a danger to anyone. He was just chill and pretty much acted like a dog.
So I'm downstairs in Bryan's facility, and we were taking a look at all his cool ball pythons.
Right? And even
going
just the
through all of them.
banana
He's showing us
pins
some of the really cool things
really
that he hasn't really
spectacular,
really exposed yet, and we're having a hard time finding it. So that's what we're doing right now.
Right?
After a couple minutes of searching, we found the new stuff.
Yeah, I don't know what the heck these things are.
And what are you selling them for?
Not.
So you got 3
That's
total.
a fine question, Ben.
Oh, I like that one. That's the same?
Yeah, these are all the
What's
same.
the color
Yeah.
difference?
Yeah,
Look at
that's
that.
awesome.
These two look more the same. Than
So it's
Oh, you guys got the good ones. Trying to get the head out. There we go. Beautiful.
So yeah, I'm gonna obviously breed them out and see what ends up happening. But
new super genes.
But yeah, can you imagine? I mean,
We are now here at Forrest Fanning's place, and I just took a quick tour of what he has, his collection. They're all amazing, but there's something that really pops out, and I'm really interested in it. So I'm gonna see if he can tell us a little bit more about them.
So, for those of you who don't know, Abronia are arboreal alligator lizards. They're from southern Mexico, the cloud forest, Guatemala, also El Salvador, and El Salvador and Honduras each have just one species. So they're, I fell in love with them because some of my mentors who are really into rare and obscure things were talking about them all the time, and I got my first group at Tinley. Got some from Bob Ashley from the Chiricahua Desert Museum. I got Abronia Martindale Campoy, which we produced from this year, Abronia Gramenia, Taniata, as well as Depai. So I started out with a cool little group, and And you know, my whole collection and interest has always been centered around arboreals, but not much Central American stuff. So, you know, just getting them and looking at them and seeing their behavior and really liking that they enjoy much different temperatures than you're used to with you know, Asian and Australian stuff. You know, these guys like a lot of volatility in their temperatures, so you know, they can get as cold as 40 and really no hotter than high 70s. So, but other than that, you know, I don't really find them like, you know, super difficult to care for. You know, you feed them 2-3 times a week, and they get daily misting, and we have good lighting for them and stuff. So, you know, I think that they're really cool. So, you know, not only do I like them, you know, because of the way they look and that they're just fun little lizards to interact with, but also they're some of the most endangered lizards in the world. So, you know, I really seen an opportunity to be involved in something special, and started really chasing and, you know, first gaining knowledge, learning what all the species are, you know, learning about the issues that they're having and the people involved, and, you know, who I could learn from. And then just kind of going from there, just, you know, picking up everything I could that was available in the U.S. and now we've got, you know, quite a few species, and it's pretty awesome. This is Abronia smithi, and this is the blue phase. There's a lot of color variety in this species. My guess is they'll probably have some subspecies once they do the DNA on them. It's in a pretty wide range and just crazy colors on some of them.
He wasn't kidding on the colors. Forrest has Abronias from wall to wall. Here's one that is of a steel blue color, and this guy is wicked looking. Blue is a really tough color to produce in nature. You can probably think of a few animals that are blue, but it's a small percentage compared to all the animals that are not blue. As I look through his collection, I'm just adding to the list of things I want someday. This next one is a rich forest green color. See what I did there? Forest green. Anyway, if you're a ball pythons person, you probably immediately want to interbreed them and try to produce new colors. Unfortunately, you can't stack genes on Abronias like you would with ball pythons. This is one of those hobbies I feel would be important to be able to trace the lineage. Plus, as Forrest said, there could be subspecies, so it's probably best not to cross them, at least not right now. If you know me, you know I like pieds. So naturally, as soon as I saw this one, it became my favorite. I saw this one last year, and it's the one that stuck with me. So I was really looking forward to seeing this guy again, and he didn't disappoint. Man, I would love to get a pair of these. Not only does he look like a pied, but his colors are black and white, which reminds me of Xanthics. Being there made me feel like a kid in a candy shop, and no, I didn't want to eat them. What I mean is each one looked better than the next, and this one is the icing. It immediately became my new favorite. It's got a deep, rusty orange-red color to it, and it fades to a white belly. These guys are so awesome. They're like miniature dragons. They even have little pointy scales that look like spikes that protrude from either side of their head. These are not the only animals Forrest collects. While I was there, I took pictures of alligators, monitors, tree monitors, arboreal species of snakes, and you've probably seen them if you follow me on Instagram and Facebook. Speaking of interesting collections, Matthew Most, founder and owner of Sarpamitra, has an amazing collection of colubrids. No one has ever filmed his collection, and being one of the first was an absolute honor. Here's some behind the scenes footage as Ryan and Ben interviewed Matt. You can catch the full video on their channel, which I'll add a link to in the description below. You'll want to block at least an hour on your calendar. It's a long video, but definitely worth it if you're into rat snakes and other colubrids. Matt showed me around too, and here's what that looked like.
So just be normal.
Okay.
Just be normal.
I'm normal.
Just a fair warning, I'm not a colubrid guy or anything. No, I'm more of a ball python.
He's gonna be a colubrid guy though soon. I can feel it.
I'll probably make some Asian jokes, references, because I'm allowed.
I was wondering if you could show like some. I was looking over here, the mandarins, the T positives. Can you show me some of those?
Yeah, so these T positives, these are actually Chinese beauty snakes. So that is T positive Chinese.
There's the camera. You getting this?
Yeah.
So
cool.
yeah, so like in terms of coloration, the animal, I mean, they make great pets too as well. They do get fairly large too as well, but real calm demeanor as well. Super easy animal to keep in terms of temperature requirements. You know, they're a beauty snake though, so when they get long, they'll sometimes find a run too as well. But these are T positives that I produced this past year. This is actually a project with Larry Keller. So these are T positives, and one of the other cool ones that hasn't really been that well documented or showed off are anery animals too as well. I'll show you those too. Some people, like Rob Zirkle, he calls them platinums. I'm not sure on the genetics of them. I think it's actually a bunch of genes thrown together, and it's kind of created this anthristic animal. But they change so drastically, almost like the xanthic mandarins too as well. Very different in terms of their coloration. We'll pop over there, I'll show you. You can take that one.
Take it with you, like.
Okay. I'm cool with that.
So that's an anery. They change very drastically as they mature. You know, like I said, some people have called them platinums, some people have called them aneries. Very different, and I'm not really sure what they are, to be honest with you. One of the hard parts that comes with some of this is, right, people keeping track of what the genes are in the animals. And, you know, you get a wild-caught animal that looks like that, and then some people sell normals as heads, and you get these animals that are not normal that hatch out. So it'll be interesting. One of the hard parts would actually be finding a normal animal that doesn't have any of those genes and crossing it and then seeing what actually comes out of those babies.
What would this one be without the albino?
Yeah. That's an adult. That's actually the female that produced that animal.
Oh, wow. You mentioned xanthics as well?
Well, anery, xanthic, you know, I'm not really sure what the best term is to use for those animals. Again, it kind of comes into like those questions of, you know, what are these animals?
Okay. Now, like I said, I'm not very familiar with these, so I can only point and say, what is that? Can you show me this one? Can you show me that one? So I'm going to do it right now. Can you show me the one down there?
Yeah.
So, I was looking at some of these, like there's an example.
Yeah, so...
Your crew's behind you.
So, some of these animals are heads. So that's a het xanthic Vietnamese mandarin.
Wow. And this is how they are, just natural out of the
Mm-hmm.
wild?
Well, this has taken years to produce some of these animals.
Oh, okay.
In terms of some of the different colors, the patterns, the variances in them. Some stuff I don't even know what it is. I'm still trying to figure out.
Oh, wow.
We're crossing certain animals just to try to figure it out along the way too as well.
This is so cool. There's like little red.
Yeah, so you'll see
scales
like
in
that
there.
red in the background too as well. Yeah, just beautiful animals.
Quick too.
Shh, these aren't ball pythons.
No, they're not. They're not. I'm not used to it. I don't have the muscle movements to keep track of these.
But,
Wow.
but you're Asian.
I am Asian. And you said you work with Vietnamese and Chinese, right?
Yes.
I'm Chinese, so later on we can work together.
Yeah, maybe. Like these are some Chinese locale animals. So now again, you got a completely different color pattern too as well.
Wow. These are so cool. Really, really beautiful. Oh, look at that.
Oh,
Good catch.
Kung Fu.
That's right. It's kicking in. It's getting into my blood.
Yeah, just different stuff across the way. You you know, like I said, I mean, some of the stuff I don't know. I've been crossing stuff, just trying to see what it actually produces.
Yeah.
A lot of that stuff is just recently hatched out, and I still have eggs to hatch out. Like the Vietnamese have a different pattern of breeding, so they don't breed at the same time. So it comes into those kind of patterns too as well.
Okay. So as someone new who might want to get into colubrids,
Yeah.
what would you say would be a starter?
The Dion rat snakes, I think, would be one of the best
Can
animals.
we take a look at this?
Yeah, for sure. So, little Dion's, great gentle demeanor, real calm, you know, room temperature animal, very docile. The adults don't get very large. That's a full-grown male next to a hatchling from this year. So, I mean, when you look at these animals and try to think about like best first time animal, especially maybe for a mom and dad that don't want to get a snake, this might be a good way to get mom and dad.
Or just a mom.
Yeah. Well, you know, everyone's kind of afraid of snakes. I was actually never able to keep snakes as a kid, and when I went to grad school, I was forced into working with snakes. And then even further into grad school, I had to work with venomous snakes too as well. So I worked with cobras, mambas, rattlesnakes. So you get over that fear real fast.
Yeah.
I can certainly relate to Matt. I wasn't allowed to keep snakes as a kid either. Now I can, but I wouldn't go as far as working with venomous snakes. While I was there, I was so close to asking to purchase a Dion rat snake. The reason I didn't is because they have a different care requirement than ball pythons, and because I didn't know how the wife would feel about dedicating yet another area of the house to more snakes. I'm sure the kids would love it though, so I'll need to find a way to work them into my new strategy. So that's about it for this video. I didn't film much at Tinley, but there are plenty of Tinley videos on YouTube already. I'll be sure to post a video of my new pickups once they're out of quarantine, so make sure you're subscribed and ring that notification bell for updates. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. As always, thanks for watching. Please share, and I'll see you guys next time.